Hey guys, what's going on? I hope your week was excellent as mine was. This is your boy KJ and you're watching The Art of Sound. Yes, it is. This is The Art of Sound where we pretty much are live answering questions on the fly, on the spot. Um, Mostly machine studio questions, native instruments. Do I have any native instruments lovers out there? Yes, absolutely. This is what this is for. And we're gonna really get started. So the title of this video is Machine Studio Technique Part Two. Actually, I believe I've done this before and kind of wanted to go a little bit further in the whole technique aspect. I had learned a thing or two. Actually, I've known it for a while. Just really been my first time achieving that goal. So basically, what I did was I built my pattern, my pad, my sounds or whatever, and I was able to, um, instead of putting effects on the entire group, like you can do that, you can put effects on the entire group. But what if I just want to affect one sound within that group, or two or three sounds? But whatever it is, I don't want it to affect the entire group, the entire group, my entire 16 pads. I just want that reverb or compressions only affect maybe first and fourth pad or something like that. You could definitely route the pads to wherever you want it. You can route a pad to another pad, so it's like auxiliary or a bus. And I can show you that. This is something interesting that I learned, and I thought it was pretty cool. Like wow, like cool. So now, last week I showed you guys how to link several kicks or several snares at the same time. Obviously, the same technique will happen in this video because I have an idea of how I want my kick to sound. Let me first find what it is that I'm looking for. Yeah, I like that. And I'll just tweak it as we go. First off, we'll go to the pad mode, make this one a slave. I already set my first kick. So we're gonna make my first kick group one, okay. All right, so kind of just mix it in there. Add a clap in there. All right, so that's what we're gonna do I'm hearing the melody. So what I'm gonna do is add. I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna add my reverb right here. So I can go into browse, right, and switch over to effects here. And I'm going to put an effect on this particular pad as I would a sound, but we're doing effects. So I'm gonna just find the sound that I want to go with. I'm gonna go with an RC24. I really like the reverbs inside the RC24. Now I'm just gotta pick which one I like. Now, what you have to do is, I'm still new to it. I think you got, okay. You got to hit channel, right? Then you're going to go to the pad that you want to affect, whatever pad that you want the reverb to come out of. So I already have my reverb set at pad 15 in group A, right? Excuse me. And now pad 3, I'm gonna change the audio destination to A1S15, which is right here. Okay, sounds pretty good. So now it's coming out of here, and you can also see it in the mix window. So if I hit on this reverb, you will see it. This is the reverb right here. Wait, you won't see it because once I hit this pad, it'll switch back to this. But you can kind of see. I'll just move it quick. You see the levels in there? It's coming in. All right. Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to the pad with the reverb and switch back to plug-in to adjust how much of this I'm gonna switch to mix mode so I can like bring in how much I want. So yeah, it's kind of tricky because you gotta, like, in order to hear what you want, and then you gotta hit this pad again in order to adjust the reverb up here. So I kind of cut back on some of on how much reverb. Say I want to take it out completely, I can just turn the reverb all the way down, and you can hear that that's this sound right here, dry with nothing on it. I'm gonna add just a tad in it, just like that. So yeah, solid. Yep, that's what we're looking for. Cool. Now, sometimes maybe this can be a technique that's implemented later on in the when you more towards finishing your song. But sometimes I get kind of antsy, when I see my levels jumping into the red over here. So obviously for this to control everything, I would put like a slight compression with a limiter or something like that, just to prevent it from hitting red or whatever. Or you can just pull back on everything just to avoid. That's the last thing you want to happen. You gotta watch your meters, and that's why I love what they did with the Maschine Studio. Not only did they add 2 beautiful color screen displays and spelled out everything, putting everything that used to be underlined, under the pads, whatever. You have to hit shift to get to the copy and the clear and the nudge and stuff like that. They've actually made this machine big enough where you can see it. Everything has its own set individual buttons, which is really cool. But the thing about it is they added the meters here. Not only did they add the meters, but you could switch between the different modes. If you want to just hear that specific sound on that pad, or you want to hear the group in whole. So you have all these groups filled up with a bunch of sounds, and you just want to know what the group sound like, or watching the meter for the group. You can definitely switch, just to get, excuse me, the level for the group. Or you can go for the master, you know, everything coming out at once. So I often switch between these things here, and I know what the cue is. I forgot what the cue was that quick, but it's useful. I explained that in one of my videos what the cue was. See, right now, I can easily just turn down the volume, or I can just let's come down on my kick. Yeah, that's what we do for right now. Pretty cool techniques, huh? Let me see what it sounds like if I bring my hats into that reverb as well. So click on channel and change my destination to S15. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not going. Yeah, I'm not going to add the hats in there. It will give me too much for what I'm looking for at the moment. So let's go to group B. I usually split my sounds up. I don't do everything on one um, pattern, and I kind of learned that on the older machine. When you have like one group cluttered with a bunch of stuff, it's like something happens, like it affects the whole. Like when something is loading, it affects the whole group for some reason. I don't know why, but like I'll have all my drums on one group, and then have like my bass line or chords here and there, whatever, on group B or something like that. Depending on the song, I might start out with a melody, so that might be my first group A, and then I'll have like effects on a whole another group, just doing nothing but effects, and I'll kind of label it, in the the group A will be the drums, like what I'm about to do now, and this helps when setting up everything specifically inside Maschine Studio, because the whole idea is working in Maschine Studio standalone, just keeping your eyes focused on this machine. But when you go into um, like the pattern and the scene it's gonna say scene one, scene two, scene three, or pattern one, pattern two, pattern. You know what I mean? When you start getting into really building, you want to be able to see, oh, second verse, or okay, here's the hook, this is the chorus, or this is the breakdown, blah blah blah. You know, kind of help you understand what pattern, because stuff will go haywire. Trust me on that. So right now it's simple, it's clean. Scene one, I'll say verse, because what I'm thinking that we'll probably go for a verse. Then I'm just giving it a name, so when I look at it, it has a name attached to what I'm doing. If you guys got any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm gonna kind of move over here to the piano and add a bass line. I could do it from the pads, but I choose not to. First, let's find a bass. I'm gonna go back into the instruments. I'm gonna go to bass and just go for it. Let's see what we got here. That don't sound bad. If I wanted to do the bass, I can. I'll just have to click into pad mode and play with the octaves, right? Just like if you have a 25 keyboard, you have to play with octaves. So that's how this works: octaves and semitones. Okay. Let me see if I can play with something right quick. I think I got it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll fix the first note. Long note. Let's try it again. There's actually 2 notes that I heard I need to fix. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do everything from the machine. How about that? All right, first note. First note came in like a 16th off. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, where's the bass? Okay, this is cool because this is all the notes that I use in front of me, which is pretty cool. So I can select notes. So I'm gonna unselect that. This is the note. This is the note that I want to affect. So I will hit the nudge and move it over 2 times, which is okay. I was an eighth off. Sorry, as I moved it over twice. So that's the 16th. So cool. Let's hear it. And there was a wrong note in here. I think that was it. Yeah, that note. I want to, you know what? Let me, I can definitely zoom in and zoom out. And right now I'm checking to make sure that I don't have anything else selected when I move this. So I can move this up and down. This one, I think it was sharp. So I'm gonna hit note this time and move it down. Yeah. Cool. Now there's another note. And what I'm gonna do here is just, okay, that's not what I want to do. But what I'm gonna do here, okay, how about this? Okay. Okay, so this is what happened. What I thought I did at first, I thought I fixed the problem, but what I ended up doing was, because I selected here, everything that's on this note will nudge. So I end up nudging, I end up fixing the first note, but move the second time around off the grid. So we can fix that. We can definitely fix that. So what I'll do, I'll just come all the way over here like this, just move the start and end button and hit the nudge over 2 times back to where it's supposed to go. And okay, cool. My bass is sort of low, so instead of like bringing it way up in the mix, let's get out of that right here. Because right now, I'm not a fan of making my meters go way up here just to bring up something. I will use a compressor. All right, so I'll leave, it round zero, bring it down some, because I know it's gonna get hot when I bring in the compressor. But what I'll do is go to browse. Now, first of all, you want to click over. No, okay, I'm good right here. Make sure you plug in, and for this insert, it's almost like any other DAW. You know what I mean? Like, you have an instrument on the channel, but then you got to go to the next slot in order to add compressors, EQs, reverbs, whatever the case may be on that channel. So in here, you got to do it too. So the FM8 is the bass that I'm using, but I want to go to the empty slot in order to add a compressor in for a slight boost. Then I'm gonna go to my browse, because if I don't do that, I'll overwrite the bass, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna go over to effects. All right, and I'm gonna see if I can see anything right off the top that might be a good compressor. Solid dynamics, supercharged. Let's go with a VC2A. I think I like that. We're gonna go with a VC2A. And there's a preset here for bass. Cool. So I'm gonna select that and see what that sounds like. See that, and as you can see it right up in here. FM8 is the first plugin, the 2A is the second one, and I'm gonna kind of play with the settings. And as you can see on my screen, we'll bring up the plugin. You can get a more visual if you need on the screen. So I'm gonna kind of adjust here just so I can see it move. Yeah, I'm really crushing it. So go on my mix, I'll turn it down. Now this is one of them instances where, you know, you got the bass line and, you know, drum, kick, the kick fighting each other, you know. So you want to make sure that that's not the case. When I'm really diving into it, I would, you know, that's something I pay attention to. But, you know, I have clients that want bass, but you know, you know, you got to know what you're doing. You don't want your bass to clutter the song and you not hear nothing else but just bass. You know what I'm saying? When you listen to tunes on the radio and professional records, you will know, or you can hear that everything has its separate place. Every sound lives in a certain area. You know, it's just one of those things. I love bass too, but you got to know when to add it and when to cut out. You got to know how to what frequency to cut out. You know, things like that. You know, that's really the job of the mix engineer. But because I do both, you know, I have the advantage, I guess. I will pay attention to both. Like, you know, when I create my stuff, I don't like stuff fighting. I like everything to be clean. You can understand what everything is doing, and you know what I mean. That's how I try to do it. So, yeah. Okay, cool. Wonder what that is. All right. Let's see, what else do we have here? I need a real, like, warm. I believe I could achieve that in the absinthe. I think I can. Let's see. Let's see what this is. I had made a preset the other day of a pad synth inside of absinthe, and I want to see if I can. Still sound good. I can use that. So what I did was I tried like saving my own preset, something that I like, and that was the first one. I never did it before, but I see that that's what I'm gonna start doing. Like when I come across something, I'm gonna start saving stuff, presets. You know, my go-to if I need to get back there. I like that sounded really good. So I'm gonna play with it and just see what. It's like, excuse me, it's like a delay in my ear, and it's like I can't get to my idea quick enough. So let me see. Again, I'm not a keyboardist. I just go by ear. Yeah. I like that. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. And I want to make sure that I'm on beat. Get out of the plug-in mode. Does it sound like it's coming in off? Okay, it looks like I'm on beat, which is cool. Hmm. Like that. 2. For 3, 4. Just one more note. Sorry, guys, for the long wait. All right, I know that sounds like a mess, but let me fix that for you guys. Okay, just bought this chair. I feel like it's falling apart already. All right, let's see. Let's see. Show you guys my screen. Okay. Everything sounds delayed. I may need to change the attack on here. Yeah, I'm going here and see if I can change the attack. Is this really bothering me? Is there a function or a, let's see, attack? Okay. Yeah, it's dope to me right there. So all I did was I just dialed over into the next page. So I'm in AdSense, and I just used this cursor to go over and switch over and saw that there was a attack in the master envelope, and just change the attack, down, and it gave me this effect. Okay, so what we did today was we was able to accomplish a decent 4-bar loop using a kick. I would say it was snare, like a rim shot type sound, Added some hats in there. We added reverb inside of the group, only affecting one sound, okay? And instead of affecting the entire group. And we added a bass line in FM8. We added compression to that bass to bring it up instead of bringing the levels in the mix all the way up. And then we added absent. I had a preset that I saved, went ahead and used that, fixed some notes here and there, nudged some stuff using the machine, and we did some stuff inside the software on the computer, and changed the attack because the attack was slow. It was real slow. So, you know, if you guys got any questions, even beyond these shows, you can definitely email me at imkjeih@gmail.com. Or you can type your questions in the comment below on this video, which is totally fine. Before I go, excuse me again, if you have any questions, you can write them in the box here. These live shows are geared towards any of you guys that are watching me live as I do these, and you can actually type in your questions, and I can see it pop up in my my question box, and I'll answer them on the show. So before I end the show, if I don't see any questions, then definitely leave your comments below, your questions or whatever or whatnot. So today we did our track totally inside a Maschine. As you notice, my setup is a little bit different from usual. I love the way the Maschine, I was able to get a better angle this way, and had to change some things around anyway because, you know, due to the growth of my work, I had to do some things and add some things and take away some things and things like that. You know, you do those things on your own in your studio when you know, doing things or whatever. At a later date, I will be moving to a whole new location. That will be announced later on. But right now, we just gotta do what we can with what we got. That's the whole key behind music production. I oftentimes hear people talk about what they do not have. Stop focusing on what you don't have, and, you know, wrap your mind around, let's rethink this. Let's rethink you know, about the other things, the things that you have in front of you. Learn how to work those things to the fullest in front of you, and master that. You know what I mean? Master that first. Then we can move to the next level. And producers always complaining about what they don't have. I don't have this, I don't have that. When what they have in front of them is more than capable of handling the task that they want to achieve. You understand what I'm saying? So even though your studio setup may not look like mine, well, it may not look like that professional studio on pictures that you may see on Facebook or Google Plus or Twitter. Man, sorry about that. Your studio may not look like that. Maybe you only have a computer, a small laptop, and a keyboard and an interface to plug your mic in. Maybe your mic may not have cost $1,000. Maybe you only spent $50 on it. As long as you can get it in, as long as it records, it works. That's all that matters. It's all about the producer behind the equipment. It's not about what you have. It's about what you can do with what you have. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to drop that on you guys before I leave. My throat is gone, but I'll be all right. Until next time, next Thursday, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, I have a video that I just dropped. It's called Sparkle Heat. Got a lot on my mind. But check it out. Write your comment, like, dislike, whatever you want to do, you're gonna do it anyway. It's no love lost here. Um, if you guys need any music or anything like that, I'm here. Let me know. We can set up something. Um, yeah, I'm that guy. All right. See y'all around.